season on Best in Miniature.
Make it mini!
We asked 10 of the best miniaturists in Canada and from around the world
It came together!
to build a miniature version of their dream homes.
I'm making some magic happen.
They took us deep into their imaginations.
Don't expect anything normal.
And room by room, with masterful artistry,
Oh, yeah.
boundless creativity,
That is whoa!
and unwavering determination,
Go, Shelly, go, Shelly, go.
big dreams became miniature reality.
I'm in awe of what you created.
With each challenge, anticipation and pressure reached new heights.
Time pressure, it's just like, ugh.
And one by one, we said goodbye to incredible artists.
Susan, August, Arlene, Jen, Shelley, Mike, Nalini.
Until we were left with our final three.
Congratulations, Elliot, Lance, and Tiff. You're going to the final.
Now, they must face off in one final challenge. Who will take home the crown as Best in Miniature?
I'm so excited to be here in the top 3 with these other 2 incredible miniaturists. My emotions are high, I'm nervous. I'm super proud of myself and what I've achieved in this competition. Welcome to Michquam, which is the Cree word for home, and I want to say Pichtagui, which means come on in. From the very beginning, I wanted this house to stand out, using pieces of nature and Mother Earth. I'm taking a big risk using hair here, bringing in Indigenous content and ideals. Every room reflects what I believe in. It reflects my culture and traditions. It is almost like a dream come true. It's working! I think there was a bit of a learning curve for me throughout this competition to understand what storytelling was.
I can't see the story.
Without your description, we wouldn't know what was going on in this room.
Finding myself in those stories was life-changing.
The love is oozing out of him into what he's making.
Congratulations, Lance. You've won the mini pass and you are safe from elimination.
Everyone here is so good, but Lance keeps winning.
This house, I see it as a piece of my heart that is healed and a story that I'm happy to tell. I am so ready for this final. It's gonna be a battle to the end. I'm not afraid to take big risks and make big choices, and I don't plan on disappointing.
This whole experience has been such a whirlwind of emotions.
Not enough time.
Oh my God. To have made it to the finals and be able to see this project through to the end is amazing. My house is a rustic, creative sanctuary in the woods. I've tried to bring imagination and something different in the design of not only my spaces, but the furniture that I create.
The spiral staircase, incredibly difficult to do. It screams, look at me.
With each challenge, I've learnt from this experience.
I love the explosion of life and personality in your space. I can see that you're taking some of our criticisms to heart.
Congratulations to Tiff.
I'm proud to have won 2 big challenges now and 2 mini challenges. I've surprised myself with how I have been able to put aside my overthinking perfectionism.
That would do. I haven't got time to make it perfect.
Walking into the final challenge, I'm so glad I'm here, but I'm also the most scared I've been in this whole competition because there's so much riding on this.
My hands are shaking, my hands are sweating.
Winning would allow me to pursue miniature making as a full-time job. I hope I win, of course.
I've taken this whole competition as it comes, but coming to the finals, something's changed. Ta-da. I suddenly kind of get the gravity of like where I am and how I got here, and that will be infinite. I'm surprised how much I really do want to win. My mad scientist house is industrial and rustic. It's full of creepy things.
Ew.
It is out there.
It's not the only thing that's out there, Elliot.
I've had the freedom to create anything purely because I didn't plant my seeds in reality.
As soon as you look at it, you're transported to this eerie space. Beautiful storytelling.
I feel I've definitely made an impression here.
Today's big winner is Elliot.
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 Oh,
I've had 3 room wins and 2 wins with the mini challenges. I've now officially got the most wins out of everyone left, but I do have my doubts. I've been critical of everything I've ever done. It's just not sticking. The two other miniaturists are so good, I can't slack on this. I need to pull out all the stops. I am feeling the pressure, but now I'm in the finals. I can see myself winning.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but miniaturists, welcome back to the workshop for the last time. You are the final three. Today's the day when one of you will win the title of Best in Miniature, a residency at the world-renowned International Guild of Miniature Artisans, and let's not forget the $10,000 cash prize.
I'm pretty happy about the grand prize. I could really do with the money. And the residency is obviously something that I would never have the opportunity to take part in off my own back, so to win that would be invaluable.
From the foyer to the family room, you've proved that no challenge is too huge for your miniature superpowers. In the last challenge, you completed the interior of your houses. Now, brace yourselves for the ultimate grand finale, designing epic outdoor living spaces.
Let's get those creative gears turning. Your miniscapes should be buzzing with action, and we want to see a form of transportation woven into that story.
We also want you to put your construction skills to the test one last time with a small building that has a ceiling or wall made entirely out of windows. Make it serve a purpose in the yard that will fit your overall story.
This challenge is asking so much of us. To make a mode of transport of some sort is really hard. To make a little building is time-consuming. Design and build a whole landscape, there's just so much to do.
This is your final challenge, so go all out.
You've told amazing stories with the rooms in your houses. Now is the time to finish them.
10 hours on the clock. It's now or never, all or nothing. Ready? Make it mini.
This is it. This is the big one.
To actually be here is really cool and stressful.
Right now, I'm feeling good. I have a good plan, and it's gonna be an incredible finish. I need to win. I wanna win. Let's go.
Judges, can you believe we've reached the finals? After this challenge, we'll know who will be best in a miniature.
It's like when you get to the end of a really good book. You're looking forward to the end, but you kind of don't want it to finish at the same time.
What are you looking for in these outdoor spaces?
Continuation of story. Throughout the competition, we've seen a mad scientist with his monsters and experiments, a young couple living in a former folk musician's cabin, and an indigenous arbor home with a family getting ready for a powwow. This will be the final chapter.
This needs to be the best of what they've created, but from a total different lens because it's outside.
This is ridiculous, it's outrageous, it's unbelievable, it's an honor, it's a million things at once. When I planned this home, I wanted the space to have impact visually. So what really makes my home unique is that it's shaped like a circle. I have to make sure that there's something cool to look at from 360 degrees, so this is a very complicated build. So the final vision I have is to see this beautiful home sitting within a large forest. I'm gonna have a green roof with architectural designs. It will have landscaping and storytelling details on all four corners on the outside with a stained glass gazebo and a traditional snow sled. Right now I'm working on a design for the rooftop. It's gonna be the patterns within the green roof panels. So I'm using a stencil to create the pattern first on my black roof panel, and then I'm gonna use glue, static grass to create those patterns on the roof. Today's name of the game is fast. The story of this family started off as this family of three living in this beautiful indigenous home. The son is a powwow performer. I'm gonna be wrapping up the story by bringing everyone home after the long powwow day with a champion powwow dancer, and we're gonna celebrate together as a family. So right now, I'm working on my outside space. They're gonna be tall, gigantic 25-foot trees.
Oh my gosh, this sounds like a lot of
Yeah,
work.
of course it is.
What will the family be doing with this space up here?
So the top space is more like an environmental moment, place to put all of our solar panels. All the living spaces will be outside. We'll have a gazebo. We're gonna have an outdoor sled, which is my transportation.
That's really cool. I love that you're making a dog sled. Is that something that is easy to do in miniature?
Absolutely not.
Even being able to create this structure in and of itself is a feat to behold. It's very, very cool and huge. It's big, Lance. It takes up the whole table.
I know, it's epic. The more risk you take, the more
Yes.
reward.
Go big or go home.
Yes, and I'm not going home.
It will hopefully look like a nice little oasis in the woods.
My story is that me and my wife moved from the big city to this cabin in the forest. I'm hoping to create this sense of a clearing in the woods where this house is set. I'm going for homey, cute, welcoming. That should make me stand out in one way and impress the judges. I'm really inspired by nature in life and in my miniatures. My outdoor space will have a vegetable garden, a potting shed, a homemade go-kart, and a sunken fire pit. In my whole outdoor space, I want lots of areas of interest. The story for me is that I've been working on the go-kart with my nieces who are visiting from England. My wife's been in the garden, and in the fire pit area, we'll have a sing-song around the campfire. I'm planning to create a fire pit area, which is why I'm trying to build up lots of foam so I can sink it. This challenge is really scary because I've never done a realistic outside space before. I need to build up lots of layers of foam and cut it. It feels stressful.
Here I am. Who'd have thought it? The whole story about my mad scientist and his quest to reincarnate his wife has been as much of a journey for me as it has been for the judges. This is the climax of this whole story. My mad scientist could not bring his wife back to life, so he buries his wife outside her favorite tree and just takes off into the night, never to be seen again. It's in the woods, it's alone, there's a lot of empty space. It's full of monsters and rusty, creepy things. I'm making an outside area with a grotty swamp, a flying machine, a grave site, and a greenhouse with a man-eating plant. I'm quite literally digging a grave right now. My outdoor activity is going to be the grave. Because I know my grave is going to be right by this tree, there's definitely going to be some roots poking through. It's details like this that I feel like are my strong point.
Mad scientist at work. Sounds like you're drilling teeth, which wouldn't surprise me.
Hello, Elliot.
Hello, Abba.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Why just fine? This is such a momentous occasion.
Exactly. This is about the win.
Yes.
So it's kind of everything.
You've been strongest in your storytelling throughout this competition. Does it continue in the yard?
It ends in the yard. Like, it's going to have turned out that he didn't bring his wife back to life, and he's got his bags packed in his weird flying machine. He's about to leave all this behind.
I love that there's a conclusion and that he finds peace. I'm hoping he finds a therapist next. You know,
Depends where he's going.
It depends on where he's going.
This is hands down one of the biggest spaces I've ever worked with, and to make it look real in the time we have is a huge, huge task. Messy work.
I'm hoping I can create this slope here going into the fire pit area. I'm just worried about making the land look natural and realistic. It's really important to get this outside space right. This part is quite difficult. I know what I want it to look like, but sculpting foam into that within the time, you know, I would mess around for hours and hours and hours. The fire pit is taking a long time. I'm worried that it just won't look natural, and that scares me a lot because there's so much riding on this. I've just got so much to do. I don't know if I can do it. Other stages of the competition, we've been doing rooms this big in 8 hours, and we've got to do this in 10. So it's just go, 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 go.
You're always so calm. Even when you're stressed, you work in a very calm way. You really do have to remember that you have a lot of strength and talent that brought you here.
Thank you.
You know, don't get stuck in your head. Tell me about the plan for your outside space.
I've made a kind of fire pit area. I'm gonna have a vegetable garden here, potager, as they'd say in Quebec, picnic table up here. I hope that by the end of it, we'll feel like this place everyone wants to go.
I was hoping the hummingbirds were gonna do like a show outside.
If there's time, maybe I'll sneak some of that in.
I would personally love to perform at this cottage/glorious house, but that's neither here nor there.
I've got a lot to do.
Beautiful landscaping, an outdoor structure, and a scratch-made form of transportation. What is going to be the hardest for these miniaturists to tackle?
The thing about a mode of transportation is it has to be detailed and it has to look like it has to work. I don't envy them because this is a really tricky thing to make.
But then again, with the outdoor structure, making it relevant is really the biggest challenge here. Does it make sense? If it's bizarre, it's gonna throw us off. And so it's a huge choice they have to make.
Sorry, I just got burned by the glue. When I heard the requirement was like an outdoor building, I thought a greenhouse would be a good excuse to do some like fun plants. Things they've asked for, the vehicle, the outdoor structure with the glass walls and the activity, these three things need to be as good as I physically can. I have been making my little man-eating plant. It's actually quite big. I want to put a man-eating plant inside my greenhouse because it fits in with my monster theme. I've made quite a few monsters throughout the competition. I need to kind of elevate it a little bit. So this one's going to have a lot of organic material, which the others didn't have. So, yeah, I think this one will look a bit more realistic.
There's a lot at stake here. What would it mean for you to win, Elliot?
It would actually mean everything, but I didn't think it would. I've been quite nonchalant about the wins up until now, and now I actually am feeling like I would actually love to win. Yeah. I've just not had the confidence or the validation to believe I can achieve it. This is the first time something's come along where I feel like I've got a shot.
I've never seen a tree like that before. Also, it's incredible.
Thanks. Like I said, that was almost sounding like a burn for a second.
For the small structure, I've decided to make a greenhouse/potting shed that will sit in my vegetable garden.
Let me guess, you're making a garden.
Yes. I work as a gardener in the summer usually, so
Right, okay.
I've been influenced by a lot of the properties that we work at. A nice vegetable garden with a potting shed, which will have a glass roof eventually, and a little fire pit area.
Ooh. And the mode of transport?
I think I'm leaning towards a homemade go-kart. A little project with the nieces going on.
So the activity, the sort of life that's happening out there.
The kids and someone's working on the go-kart. I'd like an axe down here by the logs for some kindling, so we'll be there preparing for a little evening campfire sing-along.
Are we gonna see instruments? Is it a full band thing, or?
We might see a guitar. Me and my band love to have a kind of casual practice around the campfire on a nice summer's evening. It's inspiring.
So you actually have 3 areas that you have to focus on. My suggestion right now is get that mode of transportation in there, because it's one of the requirements.
Okay.
And that's also could be the feeling that people are out there. So that would be something I wouldn't let fall away to the side.
Okay.
Just once you get the greenery down, I think that would bring it to life in one hit.
This is the halfway mark. You have 5 hours left to play outside.
Gotta get her done. Get her done, buddy. Let's get her done. Let's get her done, buddy. Ouch. It's prickly.
This is such a unique shape. You're working with 360 degrees, which is very, which is very different.
It's lots of degrees.
Yeah. So extremely ambitious. Just not much square footage on the outside. So
That's
it's
right.
actually in between the trees.
That's right. These are all movable, so I'm gonna move them around until I feel what's the best one.
Tell us the concept of what's happening in the story.
The powwow day is over, so we're gonna be sitting in our beautiful glass-topped gazebo.
Ooh, glass-top gazebo.
But stained glass.
Of course.
Of course.
Have you started on it?
Nope.
Another requirement that we asked you for was this mode of transportation.
Yes, I'm gonna be doing a traditional snow sled. It's gonna be really cool.
The pieces that we don't see are so important. Don't get lost in here and execute these last pieces, because the ideas are great, but we definitely have to see those.
And your story is equally as important as the house itself. You're a fantastic artist. I think that's the only thing that has lacked for me.
Time is running out. I have a lot to do to make sure I have all the challenge requirements done. Doing my best here to stay focused. Get it done, friend. I really feel like I have to start rushing here. There's so much left to do. Right now, I'm working on my stained glass gazebo cover. So this is gonna be sort of a piece of glass floating in the air with some posts. Awesome. It's gonna be a place where our family is celebrating the win of our powwow dancer. So it's gonna be a really cool, beautiful spot for the forest.
Lance has the ability to work incredibly quickly. He fills his rooms out to the brim, and I do not know how he does it in the time he has, and he does it well. I just feel like he's going to pull all this together like in a short amount of time, and it's going to be impressive.
Love that. Looks really cool.
Sorry.
Damn, eh? That's not good for my tiny little old man heart.
Do you have what it takes to be this season's winner? You have 4 hours left.
This is either the worst time or the best time to take risks. I'm going to do a little flying machine. I could have just gone for something smaller and more manageable, but I feel like it's more important to my story that my mad scientist has a slightly more wacky sort of machine. What have I gotten myself into?
Okay, I'm just kind of being thrown right now. What is this?
So, this is my vehicle. It's a flying machine. We'll have a little propeller on the top. And he's going to have his, like, a luggage to the side of it, like he's about to leave. So that's my vehicle. I haven't got round to my outside area yet because I want to work on this first.
And sense of life. I know that's kind of contradiction to what you're...
Yeah. Okay, so this is the activity.
Right.
Digging a grave.
So it's kind of disappointing because it seems like maybe he wasn't able to bring his wife back to life.
No, things don't always work out, do they?
There's still hope. I think that he's got to give it another shot. They can both fly off into the sunset in a flying machine made for two.
Made for one.
Made for one.
Oh, okay.
So the question is this the winner? Does this take the competition?
Right now, definitely not. My new concern will be finishing the area, make it look natural, because I do want it to look a little bit more natural, overgrown, forestish and stuff. So I'm going to need more than one tree, that's for sure.
As always, your story's fantastic. Completing is the key here.
I really hope you get to finish this with all the details.
Me too. Still haven't even finished my flying machine, so I need to make this luggage now. This is so important for the vehicle because it's going to show that the mad scientist is leaving. The average person would say to bring your wife back to life and live happily ever after would be the happy ending. For me, that's just a cop-out. For me, the happy ending is he finally has a reason to let go and the ability to actually move on with his life. Having so much tragedy in my family has really taught me how to let go of things and how to move on and how to accept what is, and you just roll with it.
I'm making a tiny saw so that I can do a little sort of work scene for this homemade go-kart. It will be half assembled. For my 7th birthday, I asked my parents for a toolbox and they delivered. They showed me how to use them properly so I didn't chop my tiny fingers off. One day I asked if we could make a go-kart, so we did. And that's the kind of design I have in mind for this challenge. I think the go-kart lends itself to a more wholesome story that we're making it with the girls.
I think Tiff is an incredible miniaturist. Her attention to detail and realism is absolutely second to none. That makes me a little bit nervous because I tend to work organically and my work's not nearly as precise as hers. She's gonna be so hard to beat.
Just leave that to dry for a bit.
Judges, it's a bit bittersweet. It's the last build for our miniaturists. What do you think about what you're seeing so far?
The miniaturists are really pushing. They're so ambitious. I'm nervous that they're not going to be able to pull off what they're trying to do. Elliot, oh, this flying machine, he has actually gone overboard on what he's trying to create.
The only thing is, I worry that Elliot's made this fantastic mode of transport, but he hasn't built up his landscape.
Tiff's backyard is massive. She's doing multiple scenes, which are complex. I'm a little concerned. There's a lot to pull off. But we did find out that Tiff is a gardener, so this is her element. She should really be able to make it feel realistic. And if she does that, she's gonna be hard to beat.
Lance got limitations. He's only got those 4 corners. But as miniaturists, we know how to do a lot with very little space. So if he delivers on the criteria and also brought us that beautiful story that he promises, he's untouchable.
So all of our miniatures had to make decisions on where to put all their skill. They're all excellent. They're really neck and neck.
They all could pull this off if they match the criteria and give us that all-important story.
Fingers crossed.
Quickest tree I've ever made. I really love how much effort I've put in my flying machine and my greenhouse, but now I have to finish my outside. This technique is called going as fast as I physically can and hoping that this works. I have my own static grass applicator that I always use, and it just isn't working. Bastard. The grass isn't standing upright, it's just falling flat and it looks awful. It looks like I've just spilled the static grass all over it and that's it. No, it's just not working. This is a massive problem because I wanted my whole board to be filled with different lengths of static grass, and I can't even get the simple 4mm stuff to stand on end. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just because the applicator isn't working doesn't mean that I'm defeated. I'm just having to improvise. This is my plan B. If I want to win, which I do, just don't quit, don't give up, and don't beat yourself up too much. I'm just going to use flock and grass particles. That will ultimately give the same effect. I kind of want the pond to just look like a nice swamp more than a pond. Got some little eyeball stalk creeps. They're just going to go dotted around in there. The more monsters, the better.
Elliot has a big imagination. I think he's a really skilled model maker. He's very precise and neat. He's a master at creating atmosphere. I'm worried about that.
All right, we're gonna start making a traditional snow sled. I don't know how, but here we go. I'm actually gonna be copying the design of my uncle's snow sled, something I've seen and ridden on all my life. My uncle, he's a trapper, so he was that person for me to look up to as a man and how to take care of a family and how to hunt and how to, live off the land. And so this is just an honor to him. This is a very complicated type of transport to create. I love the tension that it has within each of the bent pieces of wood with all those open spaces, the fragility of it, and also the strength. This is sort of like a metaphor. I'm motivated by showing a different side of Indigenous people. Oh, yes!
Miniaturists, you have 1 hour left, and if you need it, the mini mall is now open for the final time.
Ooh, okay. In order to make sure this story is really strong in this space, I'm gonna be very obvious. I'm creating a congratulations sign, some streamers, peach juice and bannock, snacks and drinks that are so important to our family and really shows that it's a place of celebration. I better go now. Okay, mini mall time. Okay, I need like little things for the party. I don't have time to create cups, saucers, juice pitchers, things like that, so I'm gonna take those from the mini mall. Wow, there's so much to pick from.
Definitely don't have time to make another guitar in this challenge. So I run to the good old mini mall for the sing-along. Oh, that one's better. I'm filling the space with some plastic plant stuff. I grab some of the fake foliage and just last minute stick it to the ground.
I don't really want to use the mini mall. I want to make as much as I can, so I'm like, nah, forget it. And I really hope the judges recognize how much of it I have made.
Right now, I'm working on some meat drying racks for the back here to make kakiwak, which is sort of like beef jerky. I'm using my knife right now to sort of scrape it down and look like it's handmade. A lot of these things would have been skinned wood, so I want to make sure and represent that way.
I put a little dug hole in a bone because Chip's been naughty again. He's come and dug up the flowers. I think the thing about miniatures is you want to look in close and find those details, so I want something to keep them interested all the way through.
I'm just putting in as many fine details as I can so there's more to look at. These are little letters. It's a little callback from the bedroom where he keeps letters in the box that are going to go on his wife's grave. The end of my story is bittersweet. The mad scientist, not only is he physically putting his wife's body into the ground for the last time, but he's also putting these letters, which in some respects are even more valuable to him than her body because they represent her when she was alive. So yeah, we're getting pretty deep.
10 minutes. Miniaturists, you have 10 minutes remaining.
Whew. Getting, like, wild.
Don't panic. You're right where you need to be. Don't panic. Now we're gonna make a little fire pit down here. We're down to the wire, but I still want to add more. Okay, Cardinal, what do you want to do? How about smoke down the middle area? Nice.
I'm making a quick table because lunch is about to be served. It's another warm detail. This is the last push to just complete this entire project and do the house justice.
Rust is my best friend with miniatures. I love using it, and it's been my trademark throughout this whole competition, so I'm not gonna skip on it now. The only place I can really put it by this point is the flying machine. Everywhere I put like a little bit of glue, the rust, it's gonna collect a lot more prominently. Just like that. I'm gonna make sure it's there. Even if it's just like a homage to the rest of the house, it needs to be there. Well, in for a penny now.
This is the final minute of the competition.
Oh my God, what a mess. Generally, I'm panicking about covering all this painted stuff and getting my go-kart finished.
We're gonna put our little plate of bannock now here on the table. It's just perfect. Okay, final look, final looks.
The pressure is on. It's gonna be tight.
10,
How did you do this? How did you do this? How did you do this?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Hands up. You did it. Give yourselves a round
gosh. The time is finished, everything's done, and I just feel so overwhelmed.
Oh, nice.
Gosh, are these real?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm so proud of this home. It's so epic, it's unique. It represents me in such a good way. It is absolutely my vision come true. I have to trust that I've done enough.
Looks great.
Yeah, that's so good.
I've done it. It's such a relief. My job is done. It's out of my hands, and I am proud of it. It's got layers, it's got texture, it's got life and color and warmth, and that's what I wanted. Now it's up to the judges to decide. Oh, is it all luggage?
Absolutely outrageous.
That's really nice.
I finally finished the whole house. It's the last miniature I'll make in this competition, and I want to tell myself that it is the winning one, but I couldn't tell you which one of us three is going to take this win. Could I have done more? Did I use my time well? All these questions are rattling around in my brain, and I need an answer.
Hello, Tansy.
How are you?
Oh my gosh, this is an incredible day. I'm excited and just feeling really good.
Lance, today we're looking at the exterior of your house, but also the overall execution of the entire home.
Well, once again, we're back at Mi'kmaq. This is the final part of the story. The family has come home from the powwow, and our dancer has won first place in fancy dancing, and so the family's all celebrating outside. We have the green roof with the geometric indigenous design work, and then, of course, the forest around the building.
Lance, congratulations on completing your build. It's breathtaking. The first thing that I'm drawn to is this beautiful slate. It's absolutely exquisite. Scaling, beautifully made. The fact that you managed to cram all these details in, it's incredible. The outside gazebo, I do love that you made it stained glass and you put the 3 feathers on there. But I'm not sure if the story is strong enough, because if there was a party there, there'd be chaos outside. Everything is still so perfect, pristine, and neat.
Lance, everything is so well designed. What you've created is an experience. It's interactive, it's expansive. As a structure, it draws you in from different angles. I am so drawn to your roof. I love the bold and symbolic indigenous design. It just pulls me in. The trees gave it life, such a contrast to all the structured wood. You really know how to weave together complementary textures.
This has been one of the most difficult and fulfilling experiences of my life. I absolutely have gone through ups and downs in this process, but it has changed me. It has made me feel so proud of everything about this house. This has been amazing for me.
My outdoor space, I did like a shed greenhouse. I've got my man-eating plant, of course. Like, why would I not have a monster outside as well? The mad scientist couldn't bring his wife back to life, so his bags are all packed and he's gonna go off into the sunset and start a new life.
Wow.
Elliot, your movie is complete. The story is complete. I can't help but notice the amount of restraint you've shown by not trying to pack it with stuff. And so there's a mood created by the slight sparseness. There's a couple of lonely trees, and your pathway is just dirt. It's not gonna pave it and gravel it. You're playing with composition really, really nicely. It's a lot of little sophisticated decisions that makes such a simple layout very interesting.
Well done, Elliot. I love the flying machine. Perfect. You nailed it. It's gorgeous. I love the fact that his bags are packed. There's a chain around it. There's little stickers on there.
I love the luggage on the side as well, especially because it has a Trini flag.
Finalini, yeah.
Oh, that is so sweet.
That's the kind of level of detail that I'm looking for, because that adds to your story. I love it. The grave isn't quite long enough. So the scaling's a little bit off, but the tree roots are fabulous. The greenhouse and the monster inside, it's horrible. It's perfect for this style of house. I also love the fact that you brought the inside of the house outside. You have thought so meticulously, not just the physical prep of the details, but also the emotional prep of the details. And your story has been one of the strongest that I've ever known.
Honestly, like from start to finish, this has looked exactly how I want it to look. I feel proud of it, and just being in the finals and having this completed area is enough for me, because I'm so happy with what I've done in the time I've done it.
I wanted lots of life happening in this space. Somebody's in the garden picking some stuff for lunch, and I've been making a go-kart with my nieces. And of course, Chip's been naughty again, and he's dug up the flowers and burying a bone in the front there.
Well done. There's so much going on in this yard. We asked you for activity, and you gave it to us. I love the continuation of this circle theme that was inside your house, and now it's outside in the fire pit. There's the guitar there for the hummingbirds, and I love the fact that you've tied this story outside. The greenhouse is beautifully made. Your carpentry skills are some of the best I've ever seen. You're very clever at carving, but not just wood. I can see the beautifully carved foam board for the fire pit. It's absolutely excellent. The scaling is a little bit big on the go-kart. That's something that I could even fit on and drive around the garden.
One thing I'm not 100% convinced that there's a lot of foliage here, and some of the plants feel a little plasticky. They don't feel as real as they could be, but I enjoy the space in itself. I love your tones and colors. I like a lot of the details that you put in there that are fun. There's movement and there's life happening. The fact that the saw is still in there, we are feeling what you're putting into it. It's definitely coming across.
It's been so inspiring to be here, and I feel like I have a style emerging that I didn't know was there because this is sort of so new to me. I'm so thrilled that I made it this far so that I could see it through to the end. I have poured a lot of love and energy and everything into this, as we all have. I don't think there's a clear winner. It's almost unsettling because then it feels like I have a chance.
We have a lot to talk about. You're not just judging our finalists on this last big challenge, but also on how they've done in the competition overall.
What they set out to do was so big, but everybody completed their vision and got to finalize their aesthetic. To see them as a total finished product, it's so rewarding.
Do we feel like they're evenly matched in terms of wins throughout the competition?
Overall, Elliot has one more big challenge win than Tiff and Lance, but that's not enough to make our decision.
So then it all comes down to these outdoor spaces.
Lance took on something that was so hard to pull off. Unique shape, so we put it on the roof. Everything about it was redefining our expectations and our rules for what we consider to be a miniature house. How amazing was it for Lance to be able to build that sled from his childhood and to spend time and craft it? It's special to him, and that's the power of miniatures.
I can't believe that such a huge structure could be built in this time frame. I love the things he did. I wish the powwow celebration had been more of a party, but overall what he did was absolutely incredible.
Tiff brought a lot of layers and details to our outdoor space. There's movement from her running through with the boots, and over here there's kids playing and they're building something, and over there there's food being prepared. There's a story that happened there, and so she really elevated herself. And to hear her say that she's finding a new style, oh, that's so rewarding.
The only thing I would say, the outdoor space, it did lack a little bit of realism for me. It was a little bit plasticky. It still had the character, but it lacked a little bit of realism.
And what about Elliot's outdoor space?
Cheeky little devil.
Elliot's space shows restraint, which he didn't fill his space with a lot of unnecessary things. So it was a little dangerous tactic to play, but what he did give us was so fun, was so well executed, and was interesting. The story was told with such control that you love it, and it asks you to look for more.
I love the fact that he put the letters outside that was originally in the house. I love the details of the trunk, the chain, and that he put previous miniaturists flags on there.
He used the word lonely, and everything about this was lonely. This decision is so difficult because they're so different. This was the tightest we've seen the competition.
I think this is the hardest one yet.
Have you decided who's best in miniature?
Yes, we have.
I am filled with anxiety, excitement, fear. It could be any of us who wins this competition, but I still want to come out on top.
My heart's racing, as it always is when we're standing in front of the judges.
This is definitely one of the most intense feelings I've ever felt. I have never felt anything like it.
Miniaturists, it's been an absolute honor watching your creativity come alive and seeing the completion of your stories with your outdoor spaces.
Lance, we want to thank you for introducing us to your culture through your incredible arbor home. The artful approach you took with your rooms, injecting color and texture, was luxurious and impactful.
Elliot, you are an epic storyteller. We don't know what goes on in your mind, but we absolutely love it. You breathe life into your mad scientist's house, blending horror and humor. None of it would have worked without high levels of precision and craftsmanship, and you have an abundance of those.
Tiff, you built your dream home, but we think it's a place that a lot of people would love living in. Your cabin in the woods was built with unmatched attention to detail. You've used our critiques to grow and refine your unique style, making it truly your own.
Only one of you can be named Best in Miniature. The grand prize winner of $10,000 and a world-renowned residency is... Elliot, you are best in miniature.
Oh my gosh.
I won. I am best in miniature. It feels surreal.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well earned.
Thank you.
Elliot had the strongest story, and he managed to physically show us that the superior quality build.
You can't think of Elliot's space and not think of his story. Because he executes in such a real way, he can tell a story that's far out. And then you're in awe of how awesome it looked. So he just checked all the boxes.
I've learned so much as well from you guys, honestly. Like, everything you've said, I'll take it on board forever. So yeah, thank you so much. I feel now that I've won, this is the validation that I was looking for. This whole competition has made me have a lot more faith in myself, and it's made me criticize myself a lot less. I definitely won't underestimate myself again.
We're also proud of you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel so proud to have made it to the top 3. This whole experience has been so inspiring. I've made new friends for life, and I'm definitely going to be pursuing miniature making now. Just try and stop me.
Hey, darling.
I'm gonna be leaving here feeling a bit more secure about my voice as an artist, that I can allow myself to be vulnerable in my work. I'm super proud of myself. I love what I created, and I know it's gonna make a difference in this world.
It doesn't even feel real. Honestly, it doesn't even feel real. I've been thinking a lot about my parents during this whole competition. I feel like they would be beyond words proud of me. I did my thing, and I listened to the judges, and here I am. Glass obelisk. I want to keep this going. I want to push this momentum. These are my credentials.